Welcome to VDG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. MLB time? Sort of. It's just that I just want to go ahead and get some things off my chest. I want to go ahead and set the record straight on a multitude of issues. And this has nothing to do with MLB, but yet it does. And this has nothing to do with the Hall of Fame voters, but it does. Basically, I have given up hope about having Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. But it's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that because I think this is their last time being eligible for the regular way to get voted in. That's fine. That's okay. Because I know, or to me, they're Hall of Famers. How I feel about them personally, to me, they're Hall of Famers. And I just didn't get here today. I evolved like the rest of the people. Basically, I started off with a different opinion than I have now, but then I started looking at it in a deeper sense. I started looking at it at a deeper level and had more questions and figured out that I was complicit in the steroid era as well. Even though I didn't play, I wasn't on the field and I wasn't involved in that sense. But I was a fan. I was going to the games. I was experiencing the atmosphere, the games, pumping money in and doing the things to allow the era to continue on. Whether it's me, my enjoyment, whether it was me saying that, hey, this is amazing. And you know the commercials. Blank loves the long ball. Yeah, I was a part of that. So I was complicit in a way, first off. Second off, the numbers don't lie. Even before that era, those players were putting up big numbers. But I know you heard that argument before, and I'm not trying to make that argument now. What I'm saying now is I'm at peace with Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds not getting inducted, enshrined in the Hall of Fame, because they're going to always be Hall of Famers to me. Growing up, hitting that home run, doing that home run trot, saying to myself, I'm Barry Bonds. Or striking out a hitter, the Clemens strikeout. I mean, their careers and their greatness and what they was able to achieve and accomplish is enshrined, or it is connected with me in my life. MLB Hall of Fame voters and everyone else, they can't take that away from me. It's just like your favorite player. Your favorite player is your favorite player. It's not your favorite player because somebody tells you it's your favorite player. They're not your favorite player because someone said it's okay for them to be your favorite player. It doesn't matter who tells you this should or shouldn't be your favorite player. It doesn't matter about anything else. It doesn't. That's your favorite player because for whatever reason you got to that, or for whatever reason you got to them being your favorite player. That is how it ended up, and they are your favorite player for said reasons that you only know, reasons that you choose to share, if you do, if you don't. That can't be taken away. That can't be voted out. That can't be voted in. That can't be ostracized. That can't be vilified. You don't need that extra validation. You don't need people to say that it's okay to have this person as your favorite player. It's your favorite player because it's your favorite player. And the Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens thing is like the favorite player. And if you need more help to understand, it's like your favorite blankie. It's like your favorite blankie. Growing up when you were smaller, when you needed that comfort, where did you go? You went to that blankie. That blankie was always there. That blankie was tried and true. Felt a little social anxiety, felt a little bad, needed something to calm your nerves, needed something for you to go to sleep, needed something to get you out of your present mood, whether it's good or bad. More likely it was bad or indifferent. That blankie was there. You didn't need anybody else to tell you to go grab the blanket. You didn't need anybody else to tell you to do these things. It is what you did because it is what made you feel comfort. I don't need anybody to tell me that Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens aren't Hall of Famers. That's okay. They aren't Hall of Famers to you. They might not be Hall of Famers by the pure and other definition of Hall of Famers. But to me, in my world, they're Hall of Famers. It's like my favorite blankie. Them being Hall of Famers to me, that brings me comfort. That brings me comfort. Everything else is everything else. I'm not here to give an argument because I've given an argument. I've yelled to the rooftops, to the mountaintops, because no matter how complicit we all were during that era, we can't make it disappear. We can't make that era disappear and pretend that it didn't happen. We can't close our eyes and say we didn't see what we saw. But yet, everybody turned a blind eye. But some of us will stand up and admit that yes, we turned a blind eye. Yes, we didn't see, we didn't say what we saw. See something, say something. We didn't do that. We was on something else. Some of us, not even just me, but some of us are willing to admit the error, willing to accept that error for what it is, willing to say, you know, how can you really and truly know about everything and about everyone? That's why I'm past that. That's why I'm past that, and I'm done going back and forth with the Hall of Fame voters. It is what it is. You are who you are. But please don't try to be holier than thou. Please don't try to point to the character means something or character matters. Especially when I can point to a bunch of characters within the Hall of Fame already that have checkered past, to say the least. And if you don't believe me, do your own investigation of this. Don't believe me. Trust your own eyes and trust your own reading skills and reading ability. It's fundamental. Check it out. The Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, that's fine. I'm gonna still acknowledge them for who they are in my world. So don't ask me for my opinion when it comes to that, because it's there in the clear. It's right there, and it will stay consistent. Because I've went down many and multiple rabbit holes, and I went down and basically got all the input and information that I need to make this educated decision. Not even a guess. This educated decision for me that works for me, and it makes me feel good. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not telling you should think and you should believe what I believe and you should come on board with me. No, make your own decision. Make your own choice. If you feel that they should be out, fine. Okay. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy with players who actually did fail performance enhancement tests, PEDs tests, when testing was readily available past the steroid era. How about that? How about you stay tried and true to the standards in a level that you set and don't fall below those standards? Because we know how rogue and what took place during the steroid era, whether or not you would like to admit it. But past that, now, or from then into now, there is no reason. I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'd call you a few names and say it's hypocritical and say, oh yeah, look now. But I wouldn't have a problem with it if you did decide to put somebody after the steroid era into the Hall of Fame when they actually failed a performance enhancing drug test, or didn't show up for one, or got suspended for the said drug test. I look at you sideways, but I look at you sideways anyway. I bend to you, but I bend to you anyway. I'd say many and multiple creative and hilarious things about you, but I do that anyway. Just keep the same energy. That's all I ask. And if you don't, fine. I already know who you are and what you represent and what you stand for. And you just be consistently and continually proving me right. Now, if you want to do that, fine. I don't like being right though. But what about you? What about you? How do you feel about Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens and maybe some of the other ones down the line, possibly getting in or not getting in? Let me know. And I'm not talking to you, MLB, and I'm not talking to you, Hall of Fame voters. I'm talking to everyone else. You know, the people who matter.